Unknown Pleasures, released in May 1979, so 35 years, which is prompting the Joy Division retrospective.
Yep.
What an amazing album.
Yeah.
Most
definitely.
famous now for the it's a star going supernova. Is the cover, but what an amazing album.
It's almost, I'd almost call it like lightning in a bottle if it wasn't closer.
Well, yeah, you can just say both of them were
Both of them are lightning in a bottles, yeah. I don't think there's any record that so captures that period there. All the promise of post-punk is on that album. You know, Johnny Rotten, I think, attempted it with Public Image Limited.
Yeah.
But he knocks it out of the park with Joy Division. Joy Division just hit that promise.
Yeah, like, Closer is the best post-punk, then Unknown Pleasures, and then it'd be like Second Issue.
Probably.
Not even like, none of the post-punk bands come close to how universal this sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, the first album I think is quite hopeful sounding.
By comparison to Closer,
In comparison, but I think it's more melancholy sort of rock music than more just
like
depressed.
the opening lyric of Disorder, you know, I've been waiting for a guy to come and take me by the hand. He's hoping that it's going to happen. Yeah. You know, while on Closer it'd be, I've been waiting for a guide to go take me. You know, it's maybe, the emphasis would be different.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that riff as well that opens like that, it's like...
It's sad sounding, but it is happier.
Yeah, it's not a dirge. It's
not a dirge.
Compare that to Atrocity Exhibition with that incredibly harsh drill sound that the guitar does.
Yeah, and the really difficult percussion.
This is, I mean, I think that it's the most iconic opening of all time.
Oh, just in music.
In music, obviously. Not in, well, you can't compare it really to other mediums.
It's up there with like a Rolling Stone opening Highway 61 Revisited, or goodness.
But I mean, I think this is even more iconic than those because it just sounds like a completely different world. But just it's the way it's so cinematic and it opens so. It's like an image, isn't it? It's like it's amazing.
It's like you're seeing one part of the picture and then moving back and you're seeing the whole thing. And it's the way it builds up. I just think they're so clever at the way they use percussion, and they almost use the guitar more just to
it's colours
and
atmospherics and
it's Peter Hook's the bass, but who's the drummer of Joy Division?
It's called Stephen Summers, I think. Sumner.
Is it not Bernard Sumner?
Bernard Sumner, that's it. Yeah.
Isn't Bernard Sumner the guitar player?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, who's the drummer?
The other guy's got Stephen something, but
okay. But no, the beat they lay out is just perfect.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got the amazing guitar work, and then of course just the Ian Curtis's vocals. Like, it's just, can you imagine listening to that for the first time? Like late 70s, you're a kid and you used to like Robert Plant, Johnny Rotten singing. Can you imagine hearing that? It sounds like an incredibly bored. Like teenager singing.
But it's nasal as well.
Nasal, it's not glamorous at all. Again, look back at like all the singers, like the 50s. People like
Elvis
and
Roy Orbison.
They
had more range,
more strong voices. But like Ian Curtis's, it sticks with you. He's got a limited range, but it suits the music.
A lot of the songs follow, like in vocally, they follow a similar pattern where it'll start controlled, and then it'll end with him becoming more desperate. Like it ends like feeling, and it sounds more desperate than at the beginning with the control.
Definitely,
And it's such a deep. Like the only person I think before you could compare it to was like Jim Morrison at times. He had a similar deep voice.
Yeah.
But even he had more range, and he was more of a rock singer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he revelled in being the rock singer. Well, you get the impression Ian Curtis was more reserved.
Yeah, he almost sounds like he's not. He isn't a natural singer, obviously.
He's not. No, it sounds like he was kind of just landed the job.
Yeah.
Like he just.
No, I think it sounds like he had to be a singer because it sounds like he's got something. He needs to. It's him that can say it.
I forgot who he was now. Someone was talking about it. I can't remember what band we were talking about, but I think Joy Division. You look at them, and they're the kind of people where being a band was the only option.
Yeah.
Pretty much for them. It sounds desperate. At times.
Well, it's like, but yeah, it's just. I think what was important about the album as well is it's so self-consciously a work of art, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, the album cover hasn't got their faces on or something.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's not ordained with hugely complex artwork. Stupid linear notes.
Yeah, you just open it up and it's got the names on. Everything's in black and white.
Yeah.
It's chilly as it's. Yeah, it's like it is self-consciously saying this is art, isn't it? It's not. Oh, this is a fun little like record.
Yeah.
It's like this is like a powerful work of art.
It's not pretentious.
No.
In the least, it's not pretending to be anything.
Yeah.
You know, like I use these as good examples of where music came from. Like Yes, pretended to have this brilliant concept of tell us of topographic ocean, and basically it was just what people who smoked pot came up with.
Yeah.
Like it's not deep at all. There's nothing you can really learn from it, but they're pretending like it's a really deep concept that no one else gets except for them. That's pretentious.
Well, the liner notes are pretentious.
Yeah.
That you read. But yeah, it's well, yeah, because in all the stuff he's saying it's there's an economy of words of the lyrics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good description. Yeah.
He's not like, I think the reason why a lot of people have ripped off Joy Division, and they were, especially with this album, there's hundreds of bands that are trying to be this, is they just overdo the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, I want to die.
Yeah.
That's sort of what a parody of Joy Division is. It'd be like men in trench coats just going, I want to die.
Yeah, and they'd film the music video like in the rain and the song. And
yeah.
Joy Division are a bit more sophisticated than that. Especially Unknown Pleasures is more sophisticated than that.
Yeah, it's a howl. It's not. There's some fight to it. It's not just I'm going to die.
Yeah. It's like Ian Curtis is putting up a fight.
Yeah, there's something fought against this depression that's veiled under the songs.
He's desperately trying to fight against it, but it's kind of failing.
Yeah. But it's also a haunting album. I think actually what's important about it is it's like anyone could do the music, really.
Yeah,
They're simplistic, but it's like it's just one block of music as well. Like the only single from it was like a dub remix of She's Lost Control. It's really interesting actually. It's a quite good. Yeah, it's on the box.
It's on the box set. Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's on the first disc. But yeah, that was the only single. But it's like the only way to hear most of the songs is just to buy the album. Well, it would have been now. Obviously, it's different now with YouTube and
iTunes and MP3s. And
yeah, you could just buy that. But yeah, the only way to hear the songs is for the full album, and it's an album where it progresses.
Honestly, I think it's much better as a single thing. The songs are brilliant by themselves, but like as a unit, they're just
they're
something else entirely.
Well, yeah, because like Disorder sounds like an opening, and it goes more desperate at the end until there's the dirge at the end. That I remember nothing.
Yeah,
it's like a 6-minute dirge. Yeah, dirge is the only
way
to describe it. Like, But
and it literally goes to the last beat, like.
Yeah, it does that now. Yeah.
It literally goes as long as it can do.
Yeah.
And it just it obviously cuts out. And it's just the fact that a record label puts something out like that.
Well, it was that Factory Records. I think it was one of their first records they ever did. It might even be the first, Tony Wilson's one, but yeah.
Yeah, and what a first record to put out. You don't really get much better than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is probably the cover anyway. I think this is probably one of the most influential debuts of all time.
Probably, yeah, definitely.
It's not quite on the level of like Jimi Hendrix's first one of what it influenced, just because not as many people can pull off doing this kind of music. Yeah. But it is definitely like one of the most influential of all time.
Definitely, yeah.
It's just a stunning. Well, yeah, I mean, it was one of the first albums to be as cold and unforgiving and
difficult.
Yeah, something you had to give over to rather than it's not at an arm's length, is it? You couldn't like ironically enjoy the songs.
No, you couldn't.
Hear them in the background.
You've almost got to like submit to its sound to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's funny because first time I listened to it, like I didn't like it
at
all, and like I thought for that one and Closer, did not like it whatsoever. But like you've really got to listen to it. You've got to listen to it over and over because it is difficult music.
Yeah.
But you've really got to kind of get into it and submit to it, and when you listen to it a few times, it gets to click a little bit.
Yeah.
They're the best kind of albums, to be honest.
I think. Well, this is one of the first albums I ever bought, was Unknown Pleasure. I only bought it off the back of that film Control.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's an amazing album for one of the first you bought. But yeah, I think just a surprise of like it were four not overly talented musicians from Manchester. Like, where did this kind of musical genius come from?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like Peter Hook didn't even know how to play a bass guitar.
Yeah, he only bought bass to be in the band. It's just amazing.
So the impression again that the only option these guys had was to be in a band.
I actually think he's one of the best bass players of all. The bass in the songs is absolutely stunning.
Oh yeah, no, but really great, and it gets even more interesting when you get into like the New Order stuff and where he's taking it. No, he's definitely one of the greats.
Yeah.
So I mean, score out of 10.
Score, it's obviously a 10.
It's obviously a 10. Yeah.
It's one of the best albums of all time, almost.
Knocked it right out of the park.
Knocked it right out of the park of 10. I mean, could you even say there was a best song on here?
I'd
say Disorder, actually.
Yeah, probably Disorder.
Disorder or She's Lost Control is also amazing.
Yeah.
But every song on here is just a brilliant. This is listen to the album is seeing the beginning of all like alternative rock music, and you hear it on the radio now. There's loads of bands that have ripped off the kind of guitar sound and
it still keeps going to this day.
People still influenced
by it.
Yeah. So let's move on to Closer.